Hello everybody, it's Stefan Joubert from the Stefan Joubert Guitar Academy, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing the third position of the guitar with you. Now the third position of the guitar is where the root notes will lie on the second string, so that is the B string on the guitar, that's the second B string, as well as the fifth A string of the guitar, so string 2 and 5. The B and the A string, that's where the root notes will lie. We'll do this throughout the cycle of fifths. So if we go through the circle or the cycle of fifths and we go through each key, then you'll be able to see it very well. We'll start with the key of C. We'll go after the key of C, we'll go to G, then we'll go to D. After that we'll go to A and then to E, and we'll stop there. We won't do more than that. So starting with the key of C, on the second string, first fret, on the fifth or A string, third fret. And those are the two root notes. So we have 2, 5 for the root notes there. We can also play that up an octave, and that would be on the 13th fret, second string, and the 15th fret, second string. The first thing I will do is just to take us through all the octaves where we've got the root notes on strings 2 and 5, before we proceed to play some chords and the pentatonic and blues scale. So we've done C, let's go to G. And you can pause this video and follow along with it. It's actually a very good workout for you when you practice in your own guitar practice time, if you want to master the third position. So the next one is on string 2, the 8th fret, so we are doing G now, and string 5 on the 10th fret. It's string 2 on the 8th fret, string 5 on the 10th fret. And that's for G. After G we move to D. String 2, 3rd fret, string 5, 5th fret. So we've got a D, string 2, 3rd fret, string 5, 5th fret. Then we move to the key of A, or to the A scale. That's on the 10th fret, 2nd string, and the 12th fret, 5th string. That is 10 and 12 on string group 2-5. String group 2-5 is the code for the third position. And then finally we go to E, which is on the 5th fret, 2nd string, and the 7th fret, 5th string. That is the 5th fret and the 7th string, 7th fret on string 5. Hence string group 2-5 for this position. So that's the lay of the land. I'll just play them one time. You've got C, then you've got G, then you've got D, then you've got A, then you've got E. And that takes us through the circle of fifths. The circle of fifths can easily also be played like this. So you've got C, then you've got G, then move that power chord up a whole step. You've got D and A, and then you've got E. So one could continue like that and eventually get back to the starting point. You'll get to 12 notes in that way. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 back home to the first. That takes us through all 12 keys. That's an easy sort of pattern way to do it. But it's better to memorize it straight off and know you've got C that moves to the G, that moves to the D, that moves to the A, that moves to the E, that moves to the B, that moves to the G flat, etc., etc. I've always found it's better to just have a very good cognitive understanding of it rather than having just patterns that you learn. Patterns can help, but it's better to have a perfect understanding of each key and the way things moves, which is a longer route, but it's a shorter route at the same time. So next up, let's go back to the key or the scale of C. It's going to be minor because it's minor pentatonic, and we'll just go through the pentatonic scale, the blues, and do some chords in it. Now, for the purposes of this video, you can look in the description below. You can download the PDF and you can print that out or just study that along on your computer. So I'm not going to actually show you everything in complete details when I play it for you, but you can print out that PDF and work from there. So let's go to the string group 2-5 in C. So we've got the 1st fret and the 3rd fret again. The 1st fret on the 2nd string, hence string group 2-5, and the 3rd fret on the 5th string. That's the code. After that I'll play the pentatonic scale. This will include an open note. So we've got 1 3 1 3 1 3 open 3, 1 4 1 3 1 4 1 3 open 3 1 3 1 3 1, and then there are the root notes. It's also useful to play root to root, or one can do. Interesting type of way of playing this one. Next up, I'll play C minor chord. Open C minor chord, I've got a minor third in the bass, a fifth, a root, and again a fifth over there. I could also play it like this. I could also play this. Taking advantage of that open string, because there I've got a minor third, a fifth, a minor third, and a fifth again. A little difficult to play down there with the open strings. Now I'll play the blues scale. So we've got 1 2 3 1 3 1 3 4 open 3 1 4 1 2 3 and coming back 2 1 4 1 3 open 4 3 1 3 1 3 2 1. So that's it for the key of C. Again, look at the description below. You'll find the tablature and you can just work at it from that point. Now let's go to the key of G. So we have our G over here. 10th fret, 8th fret and the 10th fret. And this time I'll play it from a high pitch to a low pitch. Root notes to root notes. It's a nice little sweep here. But that's certainly not the traditional way of playing it, but interesting to put that fifth note on the fourth string rather. Now let me do the same with the blues scale. So what you can take away from that is when you practice, take it from a high point to a low point and back up to a high point. When you do practice the second position, you study it in this way. Don't try to play it fast necessarily. You could just go slowly with a metronome, even at 40 BPM or 50 BPM, and just kind of get used to it and just play it through. The whole point is just to get to know that third position. You could say root notes. Flat 5, root note, flat 5, fourth, flat 7th root, minor third, fourth, flat 5, fifth. So it's just to get to know it. That's one of the key things to do. Okay, I've got a chord here, G minor. I could also play it like this. 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 Like a classical guitar type of sound, that. That's the 9th that I'm adding in there. That 9th note is very beautiful. So that's it for position 2 of G. Let's go to the key of D, or to the D minor pentatonic. Root notes on the third fret and the 5th fret, string group 2 5, again 2 5, 1 2 3 4 5. So it's the 2nd and the 5th fret, string where the root note lies, in this case on the 3rd and the 5th fret. We've got D there, so we can play the pentatonic scale. No need to play it fast though when you're practicing. You could just go and just internalize the feeling with the position. But I'm just demonstrating it here. But when you practice, Practicing slowly and meticulously is a good idea. Next one is the blues scale. Then we've got the chord, minor chord, minor chord, minor chord, and then minor chord there. And of course, if you've got D, you can have a drop D sound, and we could go. Can give us a very nice big sound, that drop D. Lovely sound with that drop D. So you can do a lot with the drop D if you start adding that in and you add the chords in. You know, you can experiment with that when you practice. So next up, we're going to go to the key of A. We've got a root note on string 2 on the 10th fret, a root note on string 5 on the 12th fret. I'll play the scale root to root first. 5-note scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Root note 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and back. And again, there's that interesting sort of sweep. That's if you put the 5th on the string 4. So basically playing the scale. I know that Frank Gambale is a specialist in the sweep picking, and he often would move the pentatonics into another type of position and do all sorts of crazy but wonderful sounding sweeps. So one can always, once you feel a bit more comfortable with the scale, kind of move notes around and try different things. Nothing wrong with that. Next up, I'll play the blues scale. And as usual, when you practice, you can go root, 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 root note. And then we've got the chords. And then lastly, we get to the E. And in E on 2-5, it's on the 5th fret and it's on the 7th fret. And you can use this opportunity to also memorize things. Another thing you could do at a higher level is, or at another practice session, you could say, okay, I've got my 2 roots over here, but sec position 2 is over here. So then you can practice the pentatonic scale in a multi-dimension way, because you can go there and say, oh, okay, over here I do. So you can see it in one way over here, and you can see it in another way over here. Next up, we get to the key of E. So we have a root note on string 2 on the 5th fret and on string 5 on the 7th fret. This is the final one that we'll be doing. Something else that you can also consider is combining 2 positions. So you've got position 3 and position 2. And you can play position 2 one direction and come back up with position 3. And then go position 4, position 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. So when I say combining the different positions, I'm meaning that you get to play this position over here, which is position 3, and then you just get to slide into position 2 and explore this position and then open. So basically play in between different positions. That's also a good exercise for the future. But let's get back to the E. We'll play the pentatonic scale through. And the blues scale. And then finally the chords. Great, so there you've got it. That's a nice little study in the third position of the guitar. What is important, if we recap, the important thing to note with the guitar, if you look at it, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings, obviously. String group 2 is the B string, 5 is the A string. That's where the root notes will lie, specifically for position 3. What we've also learned in today's little video lesson here is we've learned where they're located. So you know where the C is, the G is, the D is, the A is, and then the E is located. So you can find these different notes on the instrument. We've learned that the circle of fifths is a great tool to be able to practice guitar through various iterations and improve your playing. We've learned a little tool here, which I didn't go into detail with, but was the fact that if you've got a power chord, and you go C to G, then the next power chord, a whole step up, will give us the next D and A perfect fifth combination. And by doing this, you get through all the bits of the circle of fifths. So you go C, G, D, A, E, B, G flat. Then we go D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat, F to E. So the entire circle of fifths has been actually just played there. But I do not want you to depend on patterns. I'd like you to depend on an understanding of the instrument. So practice this. Please do subscribe. Please hit the like button. Leave some comments. And remember something, when you do practice, have a practice plan. Practice with intentionality, because when you practice with intentionality, you will improve. If you sit there and just play without a goal, without a plan, you're not going to go far. Make sure you've got somebody looking after your playing as well. And remember, the sky is the limit. Anything is possible. You just need to put in the time and effort. And I wish you the best of success in your own guitar journey. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.